me, take me by the hand. Take me to a place far behind me. Paradise. I just wanna go back where I belong. Paradise. Back to paradise. Got the dream that comes in the night. Got a feeling keeps growing stronger. Gotta hold it till the time is right. Don't know if I can wait much longer. Paradise keeps on calling me back where I belong. Paradise, back to paradise forever. I gotta fly like the wind. I gotta cry like the wounded eagle. Going back to paradise, got a long way to go. I gotta race with the tide. I gotta face every kind of danger. Going back to paradise, running all the way back home. There's a battle I should have won. What's the things that I should have spoken? Gotta right the wrongs I have done. Gotta mend the hearts I have broken. Paradise, will I ever get back where I belong? Paradise, back to paradise forever. I gotta fly like the wings. I gotta cry like the wounded eagle. Going back to paradise, got a long way to go. You never know a good thing till it's gone away. You never know where home is till you're far away, far away. I gotta fly like the wind. I gotta cry like the wounded eagle. Going back to paradise, got a long way to go. I gotta race with the tide. I gotta face every kind of danger. Going back to paradise, running all the way back home. I gotta fly like the wind. I gotta cry like the wounded eagle. Going back to paradise, got a long way to go. I gotta race with the tide. I gotta face every kind of danger. Going back to paradise, running all the way back home.
All right, all right, all right. Testing, testing. Alrighty, we are currently live, y'all. What is going on? Episode 101 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. I am your host, the Silverback Senpai, and joining me across the table is none other than my co-host, Waluigi.
Good evening, folks. Episode 101. Man, it's crazy. After 100 episodes, we got plenty more to go, and this Thursday is a special one.
Absolutely. You know, the train does not stop. The fun does not stop. We do not stop unless something in life stops us from doing what we do. So,
And when in life, we just drive chew it. But I'm sorry, that was fucking terrible. It's too late for the evening, but
I got to program that onto the soundboard, like just like a fail or like, nah.
later on anyways. But
Yeah.
glad to be here. Glad to have another episode on a Thursday night with some of y'all.
Absolutely. And, you know, this was something that, you know, myself and Waluigi that we talked about and that we planned that, hey, we're going to bring you guys more content. And the fact that more people are slowly tuning into the podcast, more people are enjoying the podcast. So we decided that, hey, you know what, we're going to, spice things up a bit to where on Sundays we're going to have just nothing but interviews with, people one-on-one, or even if it's like a group interview, we'll have those. And
Or
then,
just like a normal casual session like AJ and ID last Sunday.
yeah. And well, I would at least try to save those for just like for Thursdays, where this is more of a shorter episode.
Yeah.
And we just cover like gaming topics and things that are just, going on in gaming culture and just overall gaming everything.
Yeah, there's like a lot of news, but we can break down a few topics for you. Like, for instance, I know I told you the other day that Arxis decided to hold back on the Hunter x Hunter fighting game this year.
Yeah.
They decided to pull it back due to netcode, and that's actually a really good thing.
It is.
Because delay-based netcode is always about issues. Mainly because you see less delay, you have a lot of input from players as well, and a lot of dropped frames. And that's what pisses off people, like Smash Ultimate as an example. Actually,
Street Fighter 5.
Oh, I forgot about Street Fighter 5.
Grand Blue Fantasy versus the vanilla. Yep.
We had to correct that every time for the Grand Blue community. Yeah, and those were the only like main games. Like games like Nickelodeon Brawl Stars had rollback, and that's still insane to me. But it's good to see that a game, or Arxis, is actually caring about another game. No disrespect after Guilty Gear Strive, but that's not important right now. But I'm glad to see Hunter x Hunter. Like, they showed a lot of characters, a debut, the movements, even seeing it in Evo Japan. I want to play test it if it's ever in the States.
Oh, yeah, and I think we are definitely going to have our opportunity to where we are going to be able to play that game. And I hope, I hope there is a demo of this game, because I think that's what will really kick things off for people, especially in the fighting game community and anime community. That, hey, we have a new anime fighter that's coming out, a team-based anime fighter.
Literally.
And for those that are kind of burnt out on Dragon Ball Fighter Z, because after the last update, everything just went broken, everything just went nuts.
Everything's broken in that game.
So, hey, this is another opportunity where for those fighting game players that just need that itch, hey, Hunter x Hunter, the new game that's going to come out next year. I was happy that it got delayed to next year because
Yeah, me too.
because for me as a TO, as a tournament organizer,
We're eating too good for fighting games.
yeah, yes, we are eating so good, but man, my pockets are hurting so
Exactly.
bad.
We might be eating good and the community might be enjoying it, but then there comes cost, pricing, consoles, etc. And that's a positive note. We like to save our money as best as we can for reasonable transactions.
Oh yeah, definitely, because especially for me, like when you become a tournament organizer like myself here, one of the things that you're going to have to stay on top of, let me go ahead and mute this, is you got to make sure every account that you have, games are on it, everything's downloaded, you have the DLC for all of them, everything's updated with the latest patch. And you might think to yourself, okay, it's easy with 4, but then 8, then 12, then it just be like, oh Lord. And then of course you also got to buy the games. And since a lot of people don't like to use the console sharing feature on the PS5, to where you can, like, two accounts could be on, one account could be on 2 games, on 2, okay.
I know what you mean. When you have one account on 2 different games.
Yes, thank you for the correction.
No problem. Professionals.
That we are not sometimes, but we got to try to be professional.
I know, we're teasing around.
Yeah, but where you have one account on two consoles. Usually there might be complications because now that other console has to verify the game license, and that can take a frustrating amount of time. It's happened before.
It happened in the middle of a tournament one time. I
Oh
heard.
yeah, it
And
definitely
I think
did.
it was my console. A lot of people yelled at me for that. I'm like, I can't control that.
Yeah. So thankfully, it's best just to get everything on just one game on one console on one account. But then when you have to multiply it, and then you look at the cost of some of these games, especially with all the DLC, you're just like, oh man, I'm paying like almost half my rent here.
Literally, it is a painful transaction, no matter how it pays.
Oh yeah. But and if y'all hear background noise, that's because they got stuff going on in the hobby space and whatnot, and yeah, hopefully we don't hear the feedback on when we replay the podcast back. But
If
yeah.
not, we live and we learn.
yeah, we live in and learn. Maybe I'll just tell everybody, hey,
Shut up.
literally
I'm
just over and like,
kidding.
hey, we are live. Y'all need to tone it down, okay? We got a session going on here, all right? But we're not gonna be long.
Nah, not too long. So, you ready for the first topic?
Oh yeah,
The one
fir-
I did was just a sample.
All right, the first topic, and this one happened recently, and that is the PlayStation Network was down over the
Again?
yeah, yeah, again.
I say again, but the real incident happened like 13 years ago, for those who don't remember, where PSN got hacked and all these accounts were down, nobody could play, and that was like PlayStation's biggest fiasco that happened.
Oh yeah, it definitely was.
That was one of them.
It definitely was. But yeah, PlayStation Network was down globally for everybody, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read the article. I can't pull it up on the desktop screen. I apologize, but that is something that we are also going to work on as well, to where, hey, we can share you guys what's
You can
going
see
on.
our POV.
Yeah,
literally.
our POV on the desktop and whatnot, but work in progress.
Yeah,
But
literally.
I'll just go ahead and just read the article off and whatnot. And it's pretty much while engage in multiplayer titles, but even just to sign in, look at the store, and in some cases, even boot up games that require an internet connection. If you're struggling to access the PSN right now, here's a look at the current server status. So now that happened, the one thing that constantly keeps coming back, and something that I saw on Twitter, was the fact that people are now realizing that, hey, maybe we need to make sure, maybe we, instead of having single player games to be online like functional, we need them to be offline. Like if it's a single player
Yeah.
game, it needs to be 100% offline. Like
I 100% agree.
we need to be able to play these games offline with no internet, like how it was back in the old days. But fast forward now, even if you have the disc and you put it into your console, you're not going to play it right away, because now
You need to join a server, which is stupid.
well, not join the server, but it's it has to copy into the system now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now I have the disc. I put the disc in the console. I'm ready to play. Oh, no, wait. You got to wait until the whole process is done copying, and then you're able to play the game.
Oh my gosh, I hate when games say contacting server.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last episode, low key.
Yeah, where you have single player games that still require online connection, or it needs to be tapped in online, so that way whatever features or things that the game has to offer on a single player for single player gamers, you're able to access it through having online functionality. But when that is removed, now the game is just in an unplayable state. So we still come back to this same conversation over and over again about the importance of owning physical media and having games, especially future games, to be ready to be played on disc without any internet connection. And I hope the whole copy the system thing just goes away, but I highly doubt that.
I doubt it too, but good news is that the servers are back up and running. You can check
Yeah.
with the website. They give you a link in Dexterra, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And then, like, the rest of the article, it just pretty much just sums up that Sony will update the status of service, which is really good.
Yeah, so the servers were down for I would say maybe a day and a half, and then boom, right back up and running again. But it just still goes to show that we gamers are at the mercy of, like, especially if you have a PlayStation 5, that we are still at the mercy of the PlayStation Network, because if that gets compromised, then we can't access or play these games.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, are you ready for the next one?
Yep. Our next topic is this is an interesting.
Oh, I kind of want to read this.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much it just says from the website Tech for Gamers, Ubisoft CEO blames gamers after poor sales of Star Wars Outlaw.
Yeah.
That is purely insane. And like the highlight just talks about due to Assassin's Creed Shadows and the CEO blaming us, the gamers. Like, how does that make you feel? Like, I'm not surprised that someone will just pull this card out.
Nah, I mean, the floor is yours.
My goodness. Ubisoft recently revealed Star Wars highlight, and pretty much it's just talking about how Ubisoft stocks were dropping. We were talking about this last episode where they're less than $3. Like, a bag of chips costs more than a Ubisoft to like share, which is insane. Like, I'm dumbfounded. I'm not gonna lie to you, but the fact that a CEO has confidence and enough common sense to say, hey, maybe it's the gamer's fault that our game is doing bad. And this is supposed to be like a widespread multiplayer Star Wars game that a lot of people were anticipating. But the more you read about this segment is that the game were below expectations, causing turmoil for like this gaming giant. It's hard to mess up the franchise nowadays, but it's becoming much easier with series and games that aren't pleasing to the average gamer itself.
Right.
And there aren't really many good Star Wars games out nowadays.
Yeah.
That's a tough situation because you can only repeat the same story 5 or 6 different times, but then you can have your own little MMO from what this looks like.
Yeah.
And Ubisoft managed to mess it up again.
Yeah, and when it comes to the the latest Star Wars games, Star Wars Outlaws, of course, right there in the picture, the character design. I'm sorry.
It just looks, well, it's pretty much just a lady with like a small creature on the side of it. It looks like a bounty hunter of some sort, or like
Yeah,
a Han
yeah,
Solo
like
knockoff.
yeah, pretty much a Han Solo knockoff. But when you see her character model in the game, it just looks so unattractive to what they modeled this character off of an actual person, and just like, you guys modeled this character in this game after this young woman who looks attractive, but then for some reason y'all just make her look ugly as hell in this. And
Oh, it's like the Jean Grey conversation again.
Yeah.
And then looking at some of the NPCs on the side restraining this character, it doesn't even look like a droid or some kind of royalty. It just looks like a fish head with a skull on it.
Yeah, like the gameplay is not appealing to a lot of people. I would say for the most part, people are burnt out on Star Wars, or they're beginning to lose interest, because I'm guessing whoever is at the helm at Star Wars, they're losing their creative touch. They're, I would say, creatively bankrupt. So they're just hoping to throw out anything Star Wars and hope it sticks and hope it sells or whatnot. And it's just like, it's not doing well for them.
Yeah.
And gamers are just like,
And
we don't care at this
the
point.
CEO literally just said, like, I continue reading again like I should be, and it's just talking about that we gamers have too many high expectations.
I would say yes and no.
It's like, it's always up to debate. Every person like has a different perspective on what they want in a game and how good they want it. Because not many people are asking for what is it, 4K quality in one game, or 1080p, even 24-bit or something 8-bit. Like, it doesn't matter the quality, it's just depending on the presentation, how it's executed, and how the gamers are informed.
Right.
And literally, they're talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows once again, and the whole controversy with Yasuke.
Yeah.
They're bringing that back up in this article because they know Ubisoft is in some deep water with this,
Yeah.
for once. I'm shocked they can go with Odyssey or Valhalla, but no, they went straight to Shadows. It took them 3 different Assassin's Creed games to realize that, hey, there might be something wrong with this picture, but you know what? We're still going to show it anyways. Oh, every episode I get more disappointed. I just hope Ubisoft share just costs less than a bottle of water at this point.
Bro.
I pray for downfall as a gamer. I don't know if you guys would agree. I don't know if later on in the VODs that people will comment on TikTok will agree. But I'm definitely agreeing with myself. I want them to be cheap until they make a banger.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with the comment, with the CEO said that, gamers have high expectations. As I said, it's a yes and no. Yes, we do have high expectations because the fact that if you're bringing a series as very proclaimed and famous as Star Wars, then yeah, our expectations are going to be high.
Extremely.
But I also disagree because the fact that when it comes to gamers' expectations, what we want is an attractive character design, one, a good story, two, good plot, good pacing. Does the game perform well? Does the game run well? Is it optimized on PC, on console, and whatnot? Like these are. I wouldn't say these are our high expectations, but these are, I would say, our basic needs. Is like a character that we can relate to, good performance on the game, and then overall value
And replayability as well.
and that too. Those are very basic and important features for us gamers when we want to buy and purchase these games. Is that these are the things that we're looking for. So to say that we have high expectations, as I said, it's a yes and it's a no.
It's always up to debate.
Yeah. But when it comes to Star Wars, you're dealing with a very highly acclaimed critical IP. So
Yeah.
people's expectations are going to be super high.
Real talk, you're dealing with Star Wars diehard fans, the gamers that played Battlefronts.
Yes.
I say Battlefronts because it includes the new gens as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Starfighter one, then the N64. Then there's the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, you're dealing with a lot of Star Wars gamers.
And you know what's worse?
What's up?
You got Disney adults. They finally got the IP of Star Wars a while back, and now everyone loves Star Wars all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Fuck Disney. I'm sorry. That's for AJ right there. That's for the homie AJ.
But no, you're definitely right on that because the fact that you have all of these fans across all the board, and then boom, here's the game.
There's
and,
layers.
Yeah, and it's not appealing to everybody. So, and it's not grabbing newcomers. Maybe it'll grab a few, but
We hope it can grab a few. We hope we can see actually some performance.
But looking at the sales, it's like it's not
There's no
doing so
shots.
well. Yeah. So this, I would say, Star Wars Outlaws is definitely a flop.
This is gonna be a reference, but it should have been thrown in Mustafar, where Anakin died.
And it's unfortunate it's like that developers spent time and money and resources to develop this game. It took them probably years, and then boom, it comes out, and now it's like it's not meet. And now people don't like it. And
I feel like they're gonna have some backstory on this, like, hey, it's been rushed, or Ubisoft was telling us to change everything, or Disney could have said something.
right.
Because it's always an outside source that pushes games out too early than it should be, or that they should have took more time to polish before it comes with a second Outlaws or some kind of remastered version.
Right. And judging from the gameplay, when I looked at the gameplay on YouTube, and there was a part where the character, she would sneak up on, one of the, I forget the name, stormtroopers or whatnot, and she would knock them out. But the way she knocked them out, it just didn't seem very realistic because it was just like, a slap to the head, or you just pistol whip them or whatnot, and then they're just knocked out. Mind you, this stormtrooper has a helmet on. How the hell you knock somebody out with a pistol while they're wearing a helmet? It doesn't make any sense.
Some people don't have the Force, but some people have gains.
Yeah, and
That
then
is
of
some
course there
bullshit,
were
I'm
also
sorry.
in-game glitches as well, game crashes. Yeah, I was like, I'm not interested in Star Wars. The last Star Wars game I played was Battlefront 2 on the PS4, and I still remember the controversy with that game.
Oh my
but
god!
at least
I'm sorry, I have to put my phone down because I remember the controversy.
yes.
I think you remember my tangent where Chewbacca had like a $15 screen. I'm sorry, wow, not professional, but a $15 skin for just having a bandage on his arm. Me and my buddy Taylor were bitching about this for like 30 minutes straight. We made a live stream rating every skin. Then afterwards, we talked about Chewbacca nonstop. And then they have like some Anakin skins, and the Stormtroopers are always nice, but if you're spending that money on skins, you might be a part of the problem with EA and such. That's me being toxic. I am really sorry, but Star Wars 2, it was a great game for the early patches, but then they just started charging everybody just to breathe air.
Yeah.
EA.
I remember that, and it's funny that you said EA and charging people for skins because
Yep.
there's another game that's from EA that I used to play a lot, and I bought skins and I
Apex
bought.
Legends.
Yep, you already know it. I'm guilty of that. I spent a lot of money, and then, I'm not gonna jump on. I'm not gonna create a whole timeline story of my journey in Apex Legends. But I will say that I did spend upwards over $500 on Apex Legends, and that's just on skins, battle passes, things like that. Like I bought every battle pass all the way up to what's that guy's name?
Which one? There's a few of them.
Yeah,
What did he look like?
he was Bangalore's brother, the one with the shield.
I forgot his name. That's how long I stopped. But I'm looking up Apex Legend Cast.
Newcastle.
Oh yeah, Newcastle. It's
Yeah,
just a very
I
weird
stopped at Newcastle because I was like, I'm done with this game. I am so done with this game. Like, I don't want to play it no more. And then when I saw that they did some character reworks, and they reworked Revenant, which was my main character, I was like, oh,
name. They butchered mine.
yeah, they made him worse.
They butchered Lifeline for me. I just relied on the shield, and I did like 12 heals in on somebody. I only spent $10 on the battle pass once, and that was it. I'm like, I'm retired.
Yeah, I stopped playing Apex Legends. Now I play gacha games like Nikke.
Yeah.
And Brown Dust too.
One way you're just spending your money on one thing or another, but you know what? As long as you enjoy it.
Echolopolis.
Do you have any more gacha games I should worry about? Silver. I cannot. Ain't no way. Alrighty, next subject.
There is Arc Recode, so yeah.
Alrighty, we'll go to the next subject before we stay stuck on here. But you want to read this one?
Yeah, I'll definitely read the next topic, and that is, hold on, let me pull it up, and that is X-Defiant has fallen behind Ubisoft's expectations. Now,
Again. I'm sorry. We're just poking jabs at Ubisoft.
yeah,
at this
Ubisoft.
point.
I would say 2024, Ubisoft is just getting more
They're
L's.
getting hits with lefts and rights.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
I mean, I don't have an article for this one, but I will talk about X-Defiant because that's one game I've been playing a
The
lot.
mic is definitely yours on this POV.
Yeah, so I would say that the game is still has life. There's still a lot of people still playing the game. It's not like the server count has went drastically down. I think it's just the fact that maybe they're not making a lot of sales with the microtransactions, even though it's a free-to-play game, but they're still getting active player count. Like, you can still play the game, like get into the game, get into a lobby in like less than a minute. So it's still active. I'm guessing the reason why this game has fallen behind Ubisoft's expectations is probably has to do with the microtransactions that they want to do. And when I look at the cosmetic stuff in X-Defiant, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'll be the first to say it. It's really not worth it to buy the cosmetics in X-Defiant. But gameplay wise, I enjoyed the game. Like, I enjoy it from time to time to be like, you know what, I could pick it up and just, have a good, 1 hour, 2 hour play session, get a good couple of kills here and there or whatnot. So, it's something alternative to Call of Duty, to where that is extremely sweaty, especially with the whole people moving around.
Oh, omnidirectional.
Well, that's with Black Ops 6, and I played the beta of that one, and surprisingly enough, I actually enjoyed it.
Wow, that's a shock.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Black Ops 6 beta. It was actually good. But is the game a day one purchase for me? No.
Like we said this a while back.
It's not a day one purchase for me, but I will say with X-Defiant, it's still a solid game. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I think when the honeymoon phase was over for a lot of people, they just went back to Call of Duty or whatever shooting game that was. But for the ones that are tired of Call of Duty, like, this is their alternative. Because right now, Battlefield is...
2048?
Yeah. No, 2042.
2042.
Yeah, and back then, it was always Call of Duty and Battlefield.
But
always,
now it's just leaning... It's already, like, one-sided.
Yeah, it's completely one-sided because, Battlefield 2042 is ass. So...
Unfortunately.
So... X-Defiant being a new free-to-play shooter that has several game modes. It's a game. As I said, it's an alternative game to Call of Duty for people who are tired of Call of Duty. You can play X-Defiant as your alternative. It's still a fun game. You're still able to get games in. It is, as you would say, quote unquote, a hero shooter because you do have like different class of characters that have abilities and whatnot, but hey, at least it's an alternative game that's not as sweaty as Call of Duty. But I'm not gonna lie, I play sweaty as hell in X Defiant. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, and I enjoy it. I'm criminal at it, especially game modes like Control. So, hey, it's falling behind Ubisoft's expectations. Season 2 just been announced, and I think it's currently out right now. So I haven't yet to play it because I've been playing Wukong, which I recently finished, and now I'm playing Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Oh,
so I ain't gonna touch it for a while. And then, of course, next week is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So I'm gonna be busy just gaming with other games. I'm not gonna be touching X Defiant in a minute, but you know, I wouldn't say it sucks to see. It sucks, but it's kind of expected because, as I said before, Ubisoft is behind the ball. They're not putting out a quality banger that people like and enjoy.
It's heartbreaking to see a game developer that you've known for so long just like decide to break out with. I mean, it's out of our control. It's more in their control and what we can do.
And it's just very mediocre at this point. So maybe they need to change some people, whoever's in charge, and just be like,
that sounds like a Microsoft move. We're going to get rid of a shit ton of people.
yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen.
And then it might make the quality of the game even worse, but who knows? The future can tell, and let's hope they make a banger.
Yeah, because the only thing they got left to bank on right now is Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that's been delayed till February. So now we got to wait and see what that full game comes out to be like, and see if it doesn't make a sale or if it bombs and tanks. And now it's just like, where does the fate of Ubisoft now lie? Because this is their last Hail Mary, and Assassin's Creed is one of their critically acclaimed IPs.
Man.
I know. You want to go for the next one?
Yeah, I'm actually reading it right now, but Switch emulator Ryujinx has been taken down after Nintendo contacted its lead developer. Wow, I didn't know people were still emulating Switch.
Oh, yeah.
And it's popular, but apparently this guy got rid of all of his GitHubs, all of his download links, and everything down just specifically for that. I remember the old way where people used to mod one specific side of a Joy-Con where they had to get the access for the moderator portion so it can be downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very awkward situation. Then they did the update, and then a new Switch. I'm not sure what they're going to do about Switch 2, or whatever they're calling it. Switch 2, I'm just going to say that. But it's very impressive that the emulation community is slowly dropping a little bit more slower than anticipated. Because I thought this would have been done by now. But hearing that there was another guy that was had a software called Yuzu. Oh, wow. This is Nintendo claimed that Yuzu was facilitating piracy at a colossal scale. And Tropic Haze settled the lawsuit just weeks later, agreeing to pay $2.4 million in damages. Now, what kind of damages do you really think it is? It's more damage to the person paying, because these games are already existing.
Yeah.
That's batshit crazy. And then the U.S. Court District of Rhode Island, Tropic Haze was issued with a permanent injunction preventing it from offering or marketing Yuzu or any of its source codes in the future, which sucks. That is heartbreaking. Nintendo is slowly getting into the emulator game in such a very scummy way.
Yeah, because they realize that a lot of their games, especially their older games, are now being emulated, and the reason why they're being emulated is because people want to play them. People want to have them and keep them around for years and years and years, because Nintendo doesn't want to put some of these older games into their store and at least drop prices on them, so that way, hey, people can at least buy your older titles, play them on their console, and just keep them around for a little bit longer, to the point where now people are having to resort to emulate games and whatnot. Because when you look at the Nintendo Switch and the games that it has, granted, yeah, they have like a solid lineup
They
of
have
games,
good bangers and choices.
but man, do they not do game sales?
No, they don't.
They hardly ever do game
Like,
sales.
you probably have to go dumpster diving for some Switch games, low-key.
Yeah.
Which is scummy enough to say, don't do dumpster diving unless you have no choice. Times are hard, but not that hard. But then you also see people selling it on Letgo, like for cheaper prices. Or for people that keep it sealed, they grade it, obviously, like we talked about a while back. But yeah, Nintendo does not do discounts.
No, they don't.
I only got one like for Animal Crossing New Horizons because the guy was cool and gave me $5 off for some reason, because it was a GameStop that was closing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. $5.
You're better off if you want a Nintendo Switch game, you're better off just going to a GameStop and trying to get it for cheap.
Low-key.
That is your best option because man, those bastards do not do, as I said, they don't do game sales. They'll still have Smash Ultimate, a game that's been out since 2018,
And it's
still $60.
It's still $60.
They are not dropping the price of Smash Ultimate. Like, no,
They don't believe in discounts.
no, they don't. you're like, no, this is a quality game. You're gonna buy it at this quality price. And now that makes me wonder about their next console. Are they gonna do game sales? Are they gonna integrate their current library with the new library or their new console?
I'm like, is it going to be a new cartridge? Because that's the scary part I thought about. Unless it's the same cartridge,
Yeah,
which means backwards compatibility.
I hope so.
Or if not, they're just going to have to hold 2 Switch consoles, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's very dumb. I don't know what you guys think, but if I had to buy 2 Switch consoles just so I can relive my Pokemon days, just for another game that's going to be a new Pokemon that's probably going to be more complex to deal with, I'd be pissed.
Oh yeah, you would have every right to be.
And plus, dealing with Nintendo when it comes to a broken product, I've heard like some very negative reviews. Like, hey, this Joy-Con's broken. It'll take like a month. You might as well just buy a used one.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel, man.
Or some really good third-party ones.
At this point, you just might as well emulate. I hate to say it.
Yeah, because listen, as the saying goes, if you can't find it online at a good price, you might as well just emulate it.
Yeah.
Might as well just emulate it. Find a website. Don't post it crazy on the internet or whatnot. At least if you find a good website, hey, this is legit. This is reliable.
Dead serious.
And enjoy your ROMs, enjoy your games.
Just enjoy the fun you can have of what you're able to afford.
Because I remember, I think not my current PC, but I think my other PC that I still have, I just have to get money to upgrade it. I have like emulators and ROMs on that PC, and I have like a lot of Nintendo games because, as I said, some of these other games that are very hard to find, and even when you do find them, some people are trying to, scam you by paying a lot more money than what it's worth. Especially with the Pokemon games, like
Oh my god, they will scalp you for a physical copy of a game.
yeah,
And I still can't forget Final Fantasy like 7 is still like $100 just for a PS1 copy
dude.
for the 2 discs.
I remember going to Florida SuperCon this year, and there was a not brand new, but it was like mint condition Pokemon Emerald for the Game Boy Advance. That damn thing was selling for $180.
Huh.
Mint condition, but it's used. Granted, the game case, you have the game case, and even the game book is also in there.
That's nutty.
But 180, I'm just like, bro,
Maybe $100, but still.
I would at least pay like maybe $80 at best for it because hey, it's in mint condition and it's Pokemon Emerald. Cool. But I ain't gonna pay that much.
Nah, I wouldn't either.
It's not that worth it.
You can maybe find games I don't know how much they are for nowadays. I'm about to go like into my storage and see if I could sell some shit.
Yeah. So, before we move on to the next topic, is emulation bad thing? No, emulation is not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Because what you're trying to do is preserve gaming. Now, granted, if the original seller is not selling this game and there are no other ways to play this game, if you can emulate it and play it and enjoy it, I'm not stopping you.
No one should.
Go for it. Now,
Deal
if
with-
you say that, hey, these guys at the Software Gamers Podcast, they're advocating for emulation. Yeah.
What about it?
Yeah.
We're not the ones. We're not the ones giving you suggestions and sites. We're just the people telling you to take the action.
Yeah, take the action. Just make sure Nintendo doesn't find out.
Yeah. If you're selling, that's an easy red flag that you'll get.
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy's a good example. I talked about this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I
I
remember
like how I
that.
just keep bringing shit up that's happened already.
I know.
The fact that we have that much memory over 100 episodes still insane to me.
Yeah, definitely. All right, our next topic, and it's our last one, is Sony has put conditions on the 30th anniversary PS5 Pro pre-orders in Japan. And
What?
the reason why they did this is because the fact that they're trying to make sure that they have a system in place to stop scalpers. Because ever since the 30th anniversary collection of the PlayStation 5 Pro has been announced, and that's with the PS5 Pro that looks like an OG PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I
right?
saw the design.
Yeah, they're trying to start scalpers, and cool thing that it's in Japan, but can y'all bring that to the US too? And
They probably will last minute. Nah, they most likely not.
yeah.
Maybe shells.
But the stipulation is that customers have to prove that they're PS4 or PS5 users before they can order the console, and they have to log in a certain amount of hours, at least 30 hours between February 22, 2014 and September 19, 2024.
So you know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
Because anyone could make that time.
Yeah.
Literally, anybody can make 30 hours easily within how many years? 10 years? Over 10 years and a few months and change.
Yeah.
If you do not have 30 hours on a PlayStation, that's insane. Like, what do you do with your life besides gaming? And you want to get a
Netflix and chill, probably.
and you want to get a PS5 Pro. If you don't, is the keyword. Netflix will still count for your signing in.
Yeah, because at least, it's connected online and the console's online, so it'll prove that, hey, my console's been online. But I do appreciate the deterrent to scalpers is
Yes.
that you have to prove that you've owned a PlayStation product and you also have time using said product. That's a good way to deter people who are just scalpers, because we've seen it already with the PS5 when that came out in 2020, where people was just scalping the hell out of the thing
you and your partner had to fight for your lives just to get 2 consoles.
Literally, I remember this. Like, me and my girl, like, we showed up early for the drop, and it was a Walmart drop too. So we showed up early. I'm on my desktop, she's on the other desktop, and I also have my laptop with me. So we got 3 computers. I got my phone, she got her phone, and we're just waiting for this drop and then going through the process or whatnot, making sure that, all right, we're going to use this and we're going to check out with PayPal, because that was the easiest way and the most fastest way to secure a PS5 back in 2021. Check out with PayPal instead of just you're going through the long process of putting in all of your debit or credit card information. You check out with PayPal, so that way, boom, you already got it, and it's already logged in with
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's logged in with your home address, your payment information, your payment method. Boom, you just do it with PayPal. Easy, done. I remember that back in 2021, and I ended up securing one, and then 25 minutes later, my girl ended up securing one, so we ended up having 2. She ended up selling hers, and she got her money back, and I ended up keeping my PS5, which is what I still use to this day. But back then, man, it was hard.
It was a Wild West. I got mine a year after you got yours, because my dad just went to a GameStop randomly and just found one, and that was like odds, very slim odds.
Yeah, like people had to wait a year or 2 years just to snag a PS5 finally, because the fact that there was so many scalpers just grabbing PS5s and whatnot. And I think you and I, we remember going to Florida SuperCon, or I think maybe it was Otaku Fest, where you had vendors selling the PS5 for like $900,
I cried.
$1,000. I'm just like, I would like, oh, you're one of those motherfuckers.
Yep, I'm just like, you're one of them.
You're one of them.
We know
Fuck
what you
you.
are. Yeah, that was an awkward situation. I'm glad you recalled that, because I forgot about that. It's like, I may forget, but I won't forgive.
Yeah.
I know it's said differently, but for this case, hell yeah. But reading more into this, the 30th anniversary PS5 Pro will include a console colored like the OG PS1, along with matching DualSense Edge and DualSense controller, and a charge. Oh my god, they're pimping it out. But
Yeah.
it'll also include the disc drive, which is sold separately, sadly, a vertical stand, and a poster of one of 30 designers. And plus an OG PlayStation cable connector housing, 4 PS-shaped cable ties, a sticker, and paper clip. Sony will say each 30th anniversary PS5 Pro will have a number on it, and the console will be limited to 12,300 units globally. Damn.
Yeah, so that's a very limited edition console, and you gotta snag them.
Honestly, I'm not going to.
Nah.
It's not worth it, but if you have the money and you love PlayStation 1 instead of getting a PlayStation 1 like a normal person, power to you.
Yeah, I think the people who are gonna get this are the people who know that they can resell it for much higher value, because the fact that every one of these consoles is going to have like a number on it and be like, hey, you were number such and such when you got this console. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to resell it, because I remember the same thing happened with the PS4 Pro, where it was like a little bit see-through.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that existing.
And then there was a number on the console letting you know what number you were. Like if you bought this on PS4 Pro, this limited edition PS4 Pro, there was a number on it, and if you bought it, then you would yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that completely.
And still to this day, I still remember people reselling it, because the fact that they're gonna buy it just so that they can resell it and try to get their money back or double.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yep.
Wow. I can't imagine PlayStation doing any more dumb stuff that people will actually buy.
You'd be surprised.
I am still surprised. Wow.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you that at least this new deterrent that they have to find a way to stop scalpers is good, because now it's like, now you need a PlayStation account. Like, and I don't think it's going to be going to retail stores like Best Buy, Walmart,
No, I think it's
Amazon.
exclusively online.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go through the PlayStation website, which is a good thing, because now you have to confirm and verify your account.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah, it's a good deterrent. I like it.
I wonder who's going to buy one out of our friend groups. I don't think anyone will.
I highly doubt it.
If you can afford it, power to you. If you can grade it and preserve it, that's even better.
Yeah, like if I had the funds, then yeah, I'd probably get it and then not use it, because the fact that I know I'm gonna resell this damn thing and I'm gonna get a lot of money
I
for it.
wonder if they're going to tell you the number you get, or you're going to have to open the console and find out.
I don't know.
That's a real question. I don't think anyone has asked.
I do know that the number is going to be on the console. It's gonna let you. It's gonna tell you, like.
But the number will be on the box. That's the question.
Will it be? Who knows?
Or the receipt.
No, it's gonna. I think it'll be probably on the box, and then it's gonna be the number, like what number console this is also gonna be on the console. Because if they did this to the PS4 Pro, they're gonna do it to the PS5 Pro.
So you won't know until you open it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's disastrous. Imagine like you get number 1 or number 10.
Whew, bro, if you got number 1,
Or if you got within 100, I'd say.
yeah,
Anything below 1,000, most likely.
yeah.
Well, unless you get like.
Yeah, if you got number 1, yeah, you can definitely resell it for much higher value. Be like, yo, I got the number 1 PS5 Pro, PS5 30th anniversary.
Which is impressive.
Yeah,
That is.
I can definitely see that selling for.
It's a gamble, low key.
Yeah, I can definitely see a high value for that, especially if you want to
I can
resell it.
imagine like people overseas are willing to buy like a few of these immediately, or have a few people that have a few different accounts. This is gonna be fun to see.
Yeah.
I want to see all the Twitter memes. Do you have any more topics or anything crazy?
Nah, I mean that's about it for now.
Yeah, we breezed through this episode pretty fluidly with like less than a few minutes left over within the hour.
Yep. As I said before, this is just most likely just going to be a shorter episode, where we're just going to cover news topics and whatnot. And as time progresses and goes on, we will have other features such as, letting you guys in the chat to weigh in your thoughts. And I got to wait until my little device is available to purchase, so that way people are able to call in to the show, to the podcast show, and chat with us, talk with us, like especially when we talk about these gaming topics, or if there's any topics that you would like us to talk about and discuss, and we can share you guys our thoughts and opinions on it.
I'm looking forward to once we get more guests and people active.
Yeah.
This is going to be a game changer. Like, if people can just call in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to get crank called.
Oh nah.
No, we do not.
Nah, because you have to remember, we are on Twitch, and Twitch does have certain TOS rules.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that type. I'm just talking about the old stuff in the 2000s that not many people do anymore. It's like, hey, is your fridge running? And they're just like, what? I'm talking about those old school crank calls, like back in the day, not like what we have modern day. That's more terrifying.
I will say we are gonna probably get some weirdos and be like, like they'll be so nervous to talk, but like, speak. No one can see you. Just talk.
Don't be shy. Your waifu ain't watching.
Exactly.
I'm calling out those like nerds that have Oshis and shit. I'm looking forward to it though.
Oh yeah.
No hate, all love and all respect here. I just love messing with everybody.
Oh yeah. So, as I said before, when it comes to these episodes, especially on Thursday nights, these are going to be more tailored towards gaming news, gaming topics that we see throughout the coming days or whatnot, or like recently, and we could just go ahead and talk about and discuss upcoming games. As I've already said, the only games I'm looking forward to right now is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. That's coming out next week. I'm excited to play that. Currently, right now, I'm playing Warhammer Space Marine 2. And yeah, I'm just, enjoying gaming. There's a lot of games I do want to play that I do want to get back on my backlog, but it's going to take a while.
I know. I gotta start making a backlog. I've been saying games, but I haven't written them down. Being real here.
Well, you've been playing what, more Street Fighter?
I've been playing Street Fighter, a little bit of Strive, just so I stay relevant.
Right.
I did have my Inscription run recently. Then I think I'm gonna try games like Undertale or other niche games or indie games, or I may just be a DJ and play Baldur's Gate 3. I just gotta get paid first, cause a bitch is broke right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you also have to remember, next month is November, and towards the end of November is Black Friday, so you already know there's going to be a lot of game sales.
I'm going to wait for those discounts.
Yep, save your money for those Black Friday sales, y'all, especially for games.
Yes.
Because you already know, I'm just buy them up. And you also got to remember the Steam sales. Steam sales are really good.
Because I do the summer sales, I don't do the winter sales.
The winter sales be nice.
I think they're better than the summer sales.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Because I would say in my Steam library, I got a lot of games that I got off of the winter sale, and it's just like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Because they're just like, and they're like really good quality title games, and they're selling them for like under $10. It's just like, oh, buy.
Oh my gosh, I need to do that. I need to have a budget of at least $50 to $100 for some cheap games.
Yeah.
If you have recommendations, just put it in the comments, put it in our DMs, whatever. We'll hear you out.
I would also say just to let them know your genre, or if you're open to any genres of games.
I mean, I'm open to any genres. I've said it in my past. I'm into puzzle games. I do fighting games myself. And whatever niche game you have and you want me to personally try, I will try to stream it myself or have a pre-record and give you guys like a review. That sounds pretty neat. Like, I should be streaming more actively. I've been lazy.
Same.
Damn, my beard looks...
We got Mad Kings in the chat saying that when I worked at GameStop, they would call in asking if we had Ninja Turtles.
Wait, how long ago? There's like quite a few Ninja Turtle games I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Because there was Battletoads out, which is out like running gag. Because I forgot there was one in the PS2 days. Then there's like one in the PS4 or 5 days, but that's from new Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I remember there is like a latest Ninja Turtles game. I forgot the title, but I think it's on
I don't really care enough
PS4.
about the title, sadly.
There's like a lot. Just like Warhammer, there's like a lot of games.
There's a lot of Warhammers, like even the 40K or before then, there's the Dark Tide. And then there's like other generations related to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of Warhammer games, a lot of Star Wars games.
Ooh. Yeah, it's like when you say a game, how specific are we talking?
Yeah.
Even fighting games.
Oh, yeah. I think with me for fighting games, other than the ones that I know that are going to come out next year, I think the only one I'm looking forward to is Fatal Fury.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to that one.
That's a real as fuck game. Like I said last episode, they're literally saying, hey, here's a free season pass. Here's a free season 1 pass. I don't know about season 2, but you know what? That's fine with me.
Yeah. And it's $60. Hey, you've earned my
like I want to pre-order the full game anyways now.
Yeah.
That made me motivate me.
Yeah.
It's like I may not get a season pass out of it, but I'm gonna get some cool stuff.
Oh yeah. And I think the same happened with Under Night 2, to where when you bought the full game, the season pass was also included as well, and I got it for $50.
Yeah, so did I. Then there are people who got it from Humble Bumble for $20 because of a mistake.
Yeah, I tried. I tried to get it, but they denied me. Like, hey, I got it. I'm like, yes. Yeah, and then they sent me an email back and be like, I'm sorry, but due to a mistake, we're gonna have to avoid this sale. And I was just like,
pain.
I know, eternal pain.
But that's Humble Bumble for you. You never know what you get and then what they realize.
Yep. Alrighty, y'all. Well, with that being said, as I said, short episode. We plan to do these more often, on a weekly basis, so that way you guys have like a, nice short show. And Sunday, I have to find a podcast guest. to find, but we'll find them hopefully, and
Yeah,
hopefully
shoot your
we'll
shot.
yeah, and we'll announce the new guest by Saturday on our social medias. Well, on the South Florida Gamers podcast social media on Instagram, and then of course I'll put out the new guest on
And then
Twitter.
I'll retweet in excitement because I'm always excited for y'all. All
Yeah.
love, baby.
Yeah, so we are, as I said, we are officially back, and we cannot wait to bring you guys even more content. And if there's any new topics that come out, after this episode, and you guys want us to talk about it, hey, shoot it our way, shoot it to our DMs, and we'll save it and we'll talk about it on our next episode. So
Yeah, my Discord is all Waluigi spelled awkwardly wrong. We got to put our ads later on in the future.
oh yeah,
But yeah, this is a good episode. We can wrap it up.
yep. Let me go ahead and play my tunes.
You have an outro now?
Yes, I got an outro.
When the fuck did you have an outro? Oh, snap, lo-fi? Or some Gundam?
No, this is from Nikkei.
Of course. You always get bangers, and I never know where it's from.
Before we head out, Waluigi, you have any last words to say?
Wow, sorry, I was vibing way too hard. But guys, for those who are watching now, for those who are watching later, thank you guys so much for our first gaming news and topic episode. Looking forward to you next Sunday or whenever we get a guest coming up or the next gaming podcast. Like we said earlier, shoot us a message if you want us to have a specific topic for y'all. That's all I got.
All right. And of course, as for me, same thing with Waluigi. If you have any gaming topics that you guys want us to talk about and discuss, hey, we'll, send it to us through our DMs on our socials. We would love to talk about it and, give you guys our thoughts on it. And other than that, episode 102, we'll have our guest here if we can, land a guest. I know AJ, he's out of town because he's enjoying his birthday week. So we want to give a nice happy birthday to AJ.
Oh, hell yeah. Happy birthday to the Ducker himself. No, I'm kidding. All love. I'm teasing. Definitely love him. Glad he's a part of the crew. It's been over, 2 years?
Yeah.
Has it been 2 years?
That was 2020. I would say 2022 is when we got him in.
Yeah, and the fact I've known him prior then because you introduced.
Yeah.
The fact you got 2 AJs here is still the funniest thing.
I know.
That's pure coincidence.
And they're both Puerto Rican. Imagine that.
This is pure irony.
I know.
But definitely love you, AJ. Glad to have you here. This is our little message because I forgot it was your birthday.
Oh yeah, he's in Orlando for his birthday weekend.
Oh
so,
yeah, the most Puerto Rican area in Florida. Have fun with that, bitch. I'm not wrong, which is the sad part.
Alrighty, y'all. This has been episode 101 of the South Florida Gamers podcast. We are signing out.
Peace. Oh my god, I went full stereotype.
Alright. We are officially offline. Now I gotta drag that mouse and click off those green things.